Hello, everybody. It's so good to see you. As you can see, we are here with the Toyah band. If you've seen the band, we've got Mike Nichols on bass, Chris Wong on guitar. He sometimes plays bass and drums as well. We've got John Humphrey on drums and percussion, and Andy Doble on keyboards. So welcome. It's obviously a beautiful day out there. Thank you for being here with us. We've got lots of music for you, but we also want to invite you to ask questions. We are going to be also showing 2 songs that feature Colin Hinds. Now, anyone who saw us do the acoustic show will know that Colin was with China Crisis. He slipped away in February. China Crisis say he was one of the masters of guitar, and I couldn't agree more. Wong, Andy Doble, John, Mike, we were all friends with him, loved him dearly. This is going to be as exciting for us to revisit these songs as I hope it is for you. So shout hello, everybody. Goose.
Hello.
Hello, everybody.
Hello. Good morning.
We are all looking forward to your questions, and please feel free to ask the boys whatever you want to ask, but let's get the music going. This is firstly Good Morning Universe, followed by Dance in the Hurricane. Enjoy.
I've been a long, long way. Come with me. You've got to come with me. Open up your eyes and see the intoxicating speed of this neon world. Will take you I've been a long, long way. Good morning, universe. How are you today? Morning, morning, universe. I'm feeling good today. Back from Mars, and my starship's a jungle. It's a jungle, hopelessly lost. I don't need. I'm crashing symbols in outer space for all the aliens to hear. I've gotta find you in my chariot of fire. I wanna touch you. You. I want to kiss you again and again and again and again. Good morning, universe. How are you today? Morning, morning, universe. I've been a long, long way. Good morning, universe, how are you today? Morning, morning, universe, I'm feeling good today. said the mother who gave me my name. Her voice from the ether calls, daughter, don't look back, you'll never fall. I held your little soul in my hands for so long, thinking only heaven knows how life will write your song. Be loud, be heard, be proud, she said, if you want it, you got it. I danced in a hurricane with the God who has no name. I had to run or face the pain, hold on to love and learn to trust again. Like a tear in a broken frame, a wild heart you'll never tame. One constant law remains, love your life, dance again. My father lives in my dreams, saying all is not what it seems. You are what you believe. Be the person you want to be without a shadow of a doubt. Live your life out loud. Be the light within the crowd. Be loud, be heard, be proud. And who knows right from wrong? He said, if you want it, you got it. I danced in a hurricane with the God who has no name. I had to run or face the pain, hold on to love and learn to trust again. Like a tear in a broken frame, a wild heart you'll never tame. One constant law remains, love your life, dance again. Don't write my rules, don't look back, you'll never fall. I held your little soul. Yeah, I danced in a hurricane with a God who has no name. I had to run or face the pain, hold on to love and learn to trust again. Like a tear in a broken frame, a wild heart you'll never tame. One constant law remains, love your life, the light goes out. If the light goes out, if the light goes out, if the light goes out, dance again.
There you go, Dance in the Hurricane with the Toyah Band. It's off the album In the Court of the Crimson Queen. So fabulous to hear from people from Italy, Australia, California. This is amazing. Now, I want to start with you guys before any questions come in. Wangoose, what's your favourite Toyah song to play on stage?
My favourite Toyah song to play is Little Tears. Always loved it. From Velvet Line Shelf. Fantastic groove. Love it. Just love it.
Yeah, I have to agree. I enjoyed that one. That's Tim Elsenberg wrote that with me. It's fabulous. Mike, how about you? What's one of your favourites?
Oh, it all depends on the show. If we're doing the acoustic show, then I get to do some fun stuff on the double bass. Good Morning Universe is always a fun one on the double bass. On the full electric band, Hurricane's always great fun. Yeah, loads of them I enjoy.
And Mr. Doble, how about you?
Hurricane for me, because of the sentiment of the song, looking after my parents. It meant a lot to me last year. But my favourite song to perform live with a band is Brave New World, Summer Festival. About 8 o'clock, usually it's been raining, we go on, the sun comes out, and we get to play that wonderful song in front of thousands of people. That's a highlight for me.
I must say, it's one of those phenomena that whenever we go on stage, the sun comes out. And that's not a boast.
Right.
We've just been really lucky. Now, John, you are the really noisy person in this band. It's the art of noise, I have to say. So for you, as a drummer, what is your favourite song to play?
Well, I've got lots of favourites, as everybody has already said. But for me, actually, Andy's stolen my thunder, as it were. But it's Brave New World. I just love the sound of it, especially on a big stage, with lots of noise coming back from the audience as well. It's just great to play. It's a great groove. And yeah, it's really fun.
It is one of those songs that, for me, actually allows me to get grounded again, because we always put it into the set about an hour in, and I'm covered in sweat, and it's been full on kind of intense. And then suddenly Brave New World starts, and it just gives me that chance to breathe a lot of oxygen and get grounded again. And I just love it. I love that it jumps the octave within the song. I start quite high, and then it gets kind of lower and lower for me. So as a singer, it's a really fabulous song to sing. And I think it's a really passionate song as well. And now, while I've got all of you here, I have to say to our audience, this is the first time we've all been on screen for 2 months. So we've been catching up 10 minutes before, seeing how everyone's coping and all of that. This is a question I'm going to be brave to ask on behalf of the audience, is what is it like to work with me?
I'll go first. Well,
Good luck.
For me personally, I have experiences where there's moments on stage with Toyah, with the energy. It's so infectious. That's the thing I miss. So there's points in the show where I'll get caught in Toyah's performance, and the energy is actually tangible. I can feel it. And there was one point at the Hastings Beer Festival we played with Keen many years ago, and I swear I saw Toyah levitate. It was just, she was leaping. There's a wonderful picture. You were in mid-leap, and there's a picture of me, you in the air, and it looks like you're hovering, and I'm like that because your energy.
I was in 7-inch heels, the huge stack heels. I was in a ballet choo-choo that my husband was seen wearing online a few weeks ago. I remember the beer festival because it was just gorgeous. We were on with Keen, and it was one of the magical nights. And I then drove to Hyde Park, where our beautiful friend Bill and Rivlin was playing with REM. So I went from Hastings Beer Festival to Hyde Park, and it was just a beautiful assault on the senses the whole of that evening. Now, we've got some questions. You and Robert have been a breath of fresh air in some of the stifling lockdown moments. Thank you both for that. I've been listening to a lot of music. What was the last album you listened to all the way through together? Oh, wow, that's such a good question. For me, it would have been, I think, Aladdin Sane, David Bowie. And you've got me here. You've got me here. I very rarely listen to complete albums now. Sometimes I have to listen to my own for research, but I tend to flip through music, and I watch an awful lot on YouTube because I love the visuals as well. So this is a really good question for the boys. Mr. Wong, you listen to music a lot. What was the last album you listened all the way through to?
Okay, so the last thing I listened to was actually a recording of some Beethoven. So the 2 violin romances in F and G, and on the same record there was some piano music, so Verilies and Penny and stuff like that. So that's all on one record. Willem Kemp was the pianist, and it's something I used to listen to in my youth a lot. So yeah, Beethoven.
Okay, John, how about you? Do you listen?
I was just trying to remember. Occasionally, I think the last album I listened to all the way through was actually a Pat Metheny record. So
Yeah.
it's a bit of a left field one. Bright Size Life, the album with
Oh
Efron.
yeah, Pat is a
So,
lovely
brilliant.
man.
apart from that, probably some Radiohead or Your Husband.
Yeah, of course. Everyone listens to my husband. My husband's Robert Fripp of King Crimson, and we were both managed as the same manager as Pat Metheny for a while. So we knew him briefly in the 80s, and he was just the most gorgeous man. Mike, what do you listen to?
Well, I have been listening to loads of music while I've been on lockdown. Because I can't get out and the gym's closed, I like to go running in the woods with headphones on. And the weather's been so nice, so I've listened to lots of stuff. The last album I listened to all the way through was In Absentia by Porcupine Tree, which is an absolutely amazing album. And just listening to that whilst running through the woods on a sunny day, it was wonderful.
We just asked Stephen Wilson if he's got time to remix Kneeling at the Shrine, which is something all over the world, but I don't think he had time to do it because we thought he'd be the perfect person to remix that album, and it's due for re-release. So we see Stephen Wilson a lot because obviously he did all the remixing for a lot of the King Crimson stuff. And again, really prolific guy. I'm always bumping into him in Seattle on his tour bus because he always travels on a tour bus, which, as you guys know, is my biggest nightmare because I'm an insomniac. I go off driving into the night. So, there you go. So we're going to do more music and then we're going to come back to you. First, we're going to perform Thunder for you, but then after Thunder, we're going to move to Trading Boundaries, which is the most wonderful venue near Haywards Heath, where it's an honour to play. Everyone plays there. I think even Stephen Wilson and Pat Metheny might have played there. And this was one of our last performances with Colin Hinds, who was the guitarist with China Crisis. We love this man so much. He's no longer with us, so we wanted to share this with you. And then afterwards, we'll talk about our experiences with Colin and our memories. So Thunder in the Mountains, followed by Sensational. Enjoy.
The mountains meet the sea, light spit stains on the scenery. The air is heavy with a sticky unease. I wish for my world of make-believe, and the rebel in my soul says go, and the rebel in my soul says go. Can you hear it breaking through? Can you hear it breaking through? Thunder and lightning, thunder and in the mountains. There's a motorway, oh, it's a monument to distant cities with distant cries. A problem, an explosion, just a spark sets the anger in motion. And the rebel in my soul says go, and the rebel in my soul says go. Can you hear it breaking through? Can you hear it breaking through? Thunder and lightning, thunder and in the mountain. breaking through in my soul, breaking through, yeah, breaking through, breaking through, yeah, breaking through. Hey, little wonder, don't cry. You'll be fine, we're gonna fly. We are invincible. We are. Hey, little starlight, hey, little soul. Hey, little girl, come rock and roll. Hey, little satellite, burning bright. God made you to light the nights. We are invincible. We are. Hey, little star, look at you, you're so beautiful. Just like this universe, you are sensational. Hey, little dreamer, look at you. You are so wonderful. Just like a burning supernova, you're sensational. Hey, little wonder, we're on the run. Come with us, we're on the run. Hey, little dreamer, let's fly. Touch skin, watch sky ignite. We are invincible. We are. Hey, little star, look at you, you're so beautiful. Just like this universe, you are sensational. Hey, little dreamer, look at you. You are so wonderful. Just like a burning supernova, you're sensational. 'Cause you're a star. Star. Little dreamer, you are the one. Don't let them steal your sun. We are invincible. We are. Hey, little star, look at you, you're so beautiful. Just like this universe, you are sensational. Hey, little dreamer, look at you. You are so wonderful. Just like a burning supernova, you're sensational. Hey, little star, look at you, you're so beautiful. Just like this universe, you are sensational. Hey, little dreamer, look at you. You are so wonderful. Just like a burning supernova, you're sensational. You're sensational. You're sensational. You're sensational.
Wow, that was so good to see. I think it's probably about 6 years ago. I look so much younger. But that was the wonderful Colin Hinds, who worked with China Crisis, and he worked with us. And this is my memory of Colin Hinds, boys. Yeah, Toyah, I got this video. Do you want to have a look at this video? And he was just so into the internet. Now, Andy Doble, you lived 50 yards from Colin Hinds in Dover. Tell us your memories.
Colin bizarrely was one of the reasons he moved to Dover, because I met him at the Rewind Festival and China Crisis were next door to us. But in brief, the most kindest, generous, gifted musician I've ever met. He's one of those butterfly type people that when you're near him, you touch him, and hopefully a bit of it rubs off on you. And I miss him dearly, and I love him. He was a genius.
He had the most extraordinary tonality. His guitar was the most beautiful guitar I've ever heard, and his voice was nectar. So, Chris, you used to drive Colin to the shows, so you know him really, really well. What are your memories?
So yeah, we spent many hours in the car, and usually the whole way there, Colin would be playing stuff to me. Like, as you say, look at this. Well, not look at this, but listen to this. And his phrase was, "Check this out, check this out." So he just had
That's all
an
I'm about.
enthusiasm. That's all about. Check this out. He would just have such enthusiasm for music. He was always looking for new stuff. He's constantly playing stuff and sharing with us all the time. And on stage, he was just brilliant, just a great guitarist. And that guitar, of course, made by Atkins. And of course, a great voice as well. He was a great solo artist in his own right, as people in Dover would know from his many open mic nights and so on. And just a lovely guy, infectious, and a zest for music that I've never seen the like of.
He was a songwriter. He wrote the most beautiful songs, and during soundcheck, he'd play these songs, and you think, this is world class. Another thing about him, he was incredibly generous. And he had a wonderful brother who would feed us whenever we were in Liverpool, because his brother had restaurants across the northwest, and they were just such a generous family. So if you're watching, a big shout out to you. Now, we're going to answer some questions because we've got a lot coming in. This is from Felix. Do you still have all your stage costumes? If so, how do you store them and keep them from fading? Brilliant question. Upstairs in my home, there is a whole floor of costumes. They are kept in the dark. They're in covers. The room is kept relatively cool, but I have to have some air circulate. So I've got everything I ever wore. Melissa Kaplan's, my TV costumes, my film costumes. They're all still there. They're left in my will to the V&A. I think it's a wise thing to do when you consider they've got Bowie, Hendrix, and, you know, my stuff might disappear, but what I mean by that, just not be seen. But they have my film costume when I was Miranda in The Tempest, and they do exhibit that. So I'm very, very happy that they'll be safe and forever. So my costumes are pretty precious things to me. They're really good memories. So I will look after them very well. So this is from PJ. You have some amazing B-sides. Thank you. And the band would agree. The band love the B-sides, which show another side of your music. Would you have liked any of them to be singles? The most popular B-side I ever had was a song called Sphinx. And I released it, I believe, on a flexi disc for a music magazine. And that has become like gold dust. And I think to a certain extent, Sphinx, Voodoo Doll, which was another B-side, would have made great singles, and they would have been very timely for the releasing period of 1982. So, I really would have. We had to be very prolific back then. So, we had to write songs so quickly, and sometimes in the space of an afternoon, because we had to deliver to the record company. Toyah, have you ever considered updating your story via another book? From Queen of the 80s? Yeah, I have. Because these guys, I've been working with these guys for 20 years. We've got stories to tell. My last book about my life ended in 2000, or perhaps 2001. And it was a pretty tough ending. I was working in TV. I had the same agent as a presenter called Jill Dando, who was murdered. She was shot. So that was the end of that chapter of my life. And it was a very, very strange and frightening time. And our hearts were bleeding for everyone who knew Jill, because she was the most beautiful angel on this planet. So I think the last 20 years have been the happiest of my life. And there are a lot of stories to tell, and I would definitely happily do that. And I think it's always good to really reinstate the positive in how you grow. And I talked about this before about gratitude, and I believe gratitude makes everything possible. So I would love to do a book about that and about how we guys work, because we guys work endlessly. We don't always do compact tours. We're just working every week and every weekend. And next year, I think you'll be glad to hear, we'll be working non-stop because there's so much to catch up on. So a book would be great. Do you like the glasses? I'm 62 now. So, okay, Colin Davis. What musical artists, either alive or dead, would you like to work with to create an album with? Well, let's put it this way. The ones I would like to have worked with would not like to have worked with me. So I think the ones that would like to work with me are probably up and coming stars, which I think is really good. I would have loved to have worked with Bowie on a film. I know he would never have recorded with someone like me. I'm just cult. So, and I wasn't cult enough for him. There's so many brilliant people out there. And when artists reach out to me, for instance, Shirley Manson wrote the most beautiful open letter to me about support and saying that she was always afraid to say that I inspired her because I was too mainstream. But she wrote that letter, and that my life in the last 2 weeks has radically changed because of that letter, and it's changed for the better. So I would work with anyone that reaches out to me, if I can be really good at what I do when I do it. So there you go. All right, Sharon. Hello, Sharon. Hello. It's so good to hear from you. We see you all the time when we're on the road. In your latest blog, you said you're recording a new solo album. Well, I said this is my opportunity to record the new solo album. Do you have plans to complete the Prostitute Ophelia Shadow trilogy? Actually, yeah, I do. And my feeling is that in lockdown, my husband is 74 and he's not allowed out the house. And this afternoon, we have a documentary crew arriving for both of us to take part in a documentary. And this is how complex our lives have now become. The crew cannot enter the house while Robert is in any of the rooms they need to be in. So Robert has to be in a part of the house that no one will enter. They set up the cameras. They then go out the house. They clean the areas they've touched. I then come into that area with Robert with an iPad, and that's how they're going to communicate to us. We film. That loo-wise, we've had to make a loo available 100 yards away because they can't use a bathroom anywhere near Robert. This is our future until there's a vaccine, because Robert is in that category. So I am going to be here a lot, and this is where I write and record, on this computer. So Sharon, in answer to your question, yeah, I will get round to it. It will happen. We're quite busy at the moment. I've got about 4 TV projects to do, which I'm very happy to say. So Dave, I want to bring the band in on this one as well. Are there any plans to reissue any of the live concerts and the videos in the 80s? Just want to say you're incredible and thank you, and keep the music going. Thank you for this, Dave. That's a really good question. As you can see, Trading Boundaries, Chris Wong, Mike, and Andy Dobot and John work with us all the time on the acoustic shows. And I think we should start releasing this, our live shows. And it's purely, the problem for me is I have no management. I manage myself and I'm always overloaded. But Robert Cooper filmed. He filmed The Scala with the Humans. He filmed Trading Boundaries with the Humans and what you've just seen with Colin Hinds. And he's been a lifesaver. He has made all our live work possible, as well as a few other people. There's a wonderful man called Simon who's done the same. So the footage is there. And I think this year is a really good time to release some of that footage. As I say, it's a thank you to you, because you stuck with us as audiences. You've made us very successful on the live circuit. So thank you for that question. It's a prompt. I want to ask you guys, out of all the live shows we've done, which do you think would have been the most exciting for us to have released as a video. I think a rebellion is always good. Rebellion or a wasted festival.
Yeah.
I think Crop Ready.
Yeah.
I was going to say that.
It was great.
Just for the sheer size.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Crop Ready.
Like
Yeah,
40,000
it was in the
people.
audience, and it was a great gig. It was a great one to watch.
Of course, you were on before us. Mike,
That's right. Yeah,
who were you on with?
I was on with the Newgrass Cutters. It was Joe Brown's backing band doing our own project, and I was already playing with you at the time. I was kind of sharing responsibilities with Tim, but Tim was doing that gig, and I was on before you, so I ended up out in the audience, and it was a brilliant atmosphere. It was a great gig. I'm so glad I actually got to watch it.
I bumped into Joe Brown.
Go on, Andy.
I bumped into Joe Brown backstage, and I couldn't take the opportunity not to say hello to him. And he said to me in his accent, he went, "Was that you up there with Toyah?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "That's a lovely noise you were making."
Oh,
So Joe,
one of my favourite
Lovely guy.
concerts was we were playing the Market Square in Kings Lynn, and we were on the back of a truck. And I think they expected a few hundred people, and about 15,000 turned up, and the PA wasn't big enough and it kept shutting down. And we were just looking out from this vast crowd, and it was the most exciting night of my life. And I remember, because was always kind of texting Bill from REM whenever I could. I went, "Bill, 15,000, and the sound's just shut down." And Bill was playing some massive 250,000 crowd in Valencia or something. And he texts back, "Oh, get a grass, woman." And I just remember like, ah. I'm going to answer a question. I'm going to shut up. Okay, Jonathan. You've achieved so much in your career. Drive, ambition, success has motivated many fans to go for it and believe in yourselves. As an actress and a singer, what motivates you? And what are your dreams for the future? Oh, motivation. It's a really interesting one. I'd say for the first 30 years of my career, it was simply trying to prove people wrong. You know, when you're at school and people say you're never going to come to everything. I was driven by, I'm going to prove you wrong. I'm going to prove you wrong. And I think now I'm in my 42nd year of this kind of career. I really genuinely tuned in and totally in love with what I do. And my feeling now is it's a privilege to be 62, because you've got to get on with it. And I'm so proud of things like Toyah and the Humans, Toyah Solo, the box set. And I just want to keep going with that quality with these beautiful musicians who have supported me for well over 15 years, and just kind of build up that wonderful kind of set of songs and add to it. So I think that is kind of my ambition. One quick question before we move on to the next song from Stephen. Do you ever talk to Adamant these days? Well, Adam and I cross paths, normally at Rewind. And funnily enough, you don't always get time to talk to people, but people pass messages back and forth. So the last time I physically saw Adamant, he came to see Calamity Jane in the West End in 2003. And he came with the most beautiful posse of girls. I love this about Adam, that he always had really lovely, bright, energetic women with him. And he was on fantastic form. And I think he's been on fantastic form since. So I bet he's another one that really can't wait to get out and perform to you all. Now, I caught a question when I was yammering away of which song would we like to perform as soon as we're out of lockdown. So we're going to perform that for you now. Ladies and gentlemen, please enjoy this. This is the Toyah Band, and It's a Mystery.
Somewhere in the distance, hidden from my view, suspended in the atmosphere, waiting Sometimes it's very near, a sound being carried by the wind, just loud enough to hear. I feel its power within me, bells ringing in my head. Often I have heard its cry, but forgotten what it said. It's a mystery, oh it's a mystery. I'm still searching for a clue, oh it's a mystery to me. A shot in the dark, the big question mark in history. Is it a mystery to you? It can treat you with a vengeance. It's gonna trip you in the dark. Sirens in the distance are gonna steer you from your path. It's gonna lift you to the heavens, put your troubles in the past, whisper the lecture and vanish in a blast. It's a mystery, oh it's a mystery. I'm still searching for a clue, oh it's a mystery to me. A shot in the dark, the big question mark in history. Is it a mystery to you? It's a mystery to me, a mystery to me. To me, to me, to me. It's a mystery, oh it's a mystery. I'm still searching for a clue, oh it's a mystery to me. A shot in the dark, the big question mark in history. Is it a mystery to you? It's a mystery, oh it's a mystery. I'm still searching for a clue, oh it's a mystery to me. A shot in the dark, the big question mark in history. Is it a mystery to you? Yeah.
Yeah! Well done, guys. That was fantastic. So good of you to do that. A question came up. What was my fave album? My fave album, I would say, to make was Love is the Law. And I just think it's joyous. It was a joyous experience. It was me, Joel Bogan, Simon Darlow. We were managed to be locked away to write the demos. I was doing Trafford Tansy at the time, and then we recorded the album at the Marquee, and we used quite a few of the fans on the chorus of Love is the Law because they were camped outside the studio. So we got them in to do Love is the Law from the Lion's Mane, Love is the Law. So it was just a lovely album to make. And then probably my second favourite is Strange Tales from the Humans, which was just magical. We were recording in Pearl Jam's studio in Seattle, and people were being so lovely to us, and we were on good form. And there you go. When creativity is really positive, it's just the best experience in the world. So Sabine, Sabine. Hello. You must be looking forward to joining Hazel on tour next year. She's just had her birthday. Online yesterday. Okay. I thought her birthday was on the 15th because mine's the 18th. So I wished her happy birthday a week last Friday. Okay. So, and she wrote back, she's having a fantastic time in Ireland, but you probably know that already. So we can't wait to be on the road with Hazel O'Connor. We've already rehearsed with her, which was really gorgeous, with Sarah and Claire as well. And we've got the set list ready. We've got the show ready. What we've done, we've held venues for as long as we can. And with all of the news coming about the virus, we just have to go month by month by month. And if, say, there's a miracle next week and there's a vaccine, we, the Toyah band, everyone around, we're going to be there because we are available. And I think many, many artists are going to do all that they can to support the venues and get them back on their feet. So Hazel and Toyah moved to September this year. We don't think that's possible. We really don't. So we're now holding venues, exactly the same venues. Your tickets are still absolutely valid for April, May of next year, probably May. And I know venues are starting to announce, but we will be there. And when we're there, we are going to explode on that stage. John, do you agree? We're going to explode on that stage?
Definitely.
Absolutely.
Mike, do you agree?
Yeah, I certainly am. Yeah. Yeah, I think we're all we've got all this pent up energy and we'd be so excited to get back out there again.
It's all we want. It's all we want. We're performers and you as audiences are just the best in the world. Now, talking of exploding, we have another song for you and we are going to do for you, I Want to Be Free. Enjoy.
I'm bored. I don't want to go to school. Don't want to be nobody's fool. I want to be free. I want to be me. I don't want to be sweet and neat. I don't want somebody living my life for me. I want to be free. I'm gonna turn this world inside out. Gonna turn suburbia upside down. Gonna walk the street, scream and shout. Gonna crawl through the alleyways, being very loud. I don't wanna be told what to wear. As long as you're warm, who cares? I wanna be free. I wanna be me. So what if I dye my hair? I still got a brain up there and I'm gonna be free. I'm gonna be me. I'm gonna turn this world inside out. Gonna turn suburbia upside down. Gonna walk the street, scream and shout. Gonna crawl through the alleyways, being very loud. I'm gonna turn this world inside out. Gonna turn suburbia upside down. Gonna walk the street, scream and shout. Gonna crawl through the alleyways, being very loud. Tear down the wallpaper, tough out the cat. Tear up the carpet and get rid of that. Blow up the TV, blow up the car. Without these things you don't know where you are. Burn down the scum, all magazines. Pull down the abattoirs, all that's obscene. Everything in life should be totally free. Live and let live all of your dreams. Turn this world inside out. Gonna turn suburbia upside down. Gonna walk the street, scream and shout. Gonna crawl through the alleyways, being very loud. I'm gonna turn this world inside out. Gonna turn suburbia upside down. Gonna walk the street, scream and shout. Gonna crawl through the alleyways, being very loud. I'm gonna be free. I'm gonna be free. I'm gonna be free. I'm gonna be free. Yeah, yeah. Woo!
Yeah. So I want to let you all know, because we said we were going to do an hour, but we don't have time constrictions. Unless, Mike, have you got to go shopping? Have you got to get the kids?
No pressing engagements, no.
John, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay, well then we're going to kind of get as many of your questions done as possible. So it's a question for the band. It's a question for the band. If there is one strong memory that comes into your mind when Toyah's name is mentioned, whoa, this is loaded, Kay. What is that memory, guys?
For me, first of all, it's doing panto with you numerous times, and as an offshoot from that, and on Toyah gigs, it's the practical jokes. Whenever your name's mentioned, it's like, oh God, what's she done now? Has she sewn up my shirt sleeves, my jacket sleeves? Has she put my shoes in the fridge or freezer? Has she emptied my dressing room? Has she played some other practical joke on me? So the word Toyah to me means, watch out, you're about to be pranked.
Yeah, Mike, have you got any endearing memories?
Any endearing memories? Well, I think I remember the first gig that I ever did with you, and not knowing anyone, and we all ended up having a really filthy chat in the dressing room, and I thought, this band are a laugh. I like these people. Yeah, I felt at home right away.
Thank goodness you didn't repeat any of it. John, how about you? Memories? Because we always end up having riots at our gigs.
We do, yeah. Lots of fun, always. I've got some other memories about the amount of energy on stage. I always enjoy that, and some of the silly things that have gone on, even on stage. I remember you standing on the box at Eric's so that the audience could see you, which is quite fun. I think I managed to take a photo of you somewhere, and you've done that a few times. It's good fun.
Yeah, we get to these stages and I am barely 5 foot tall and the audience is higher than me. So we end up kind of looking, this happened at was it the 1984 last year as well in Southampton? And we have to find a chair for me to stand on, otherwise no one can see me. Now, Mr. Doble, you've been with the Toyah band for a long time, and I know there's been many experiences that the audience would not be aware of.
For me, I would think definitely it's a joy, your sense of humour, the pranking, you know, the whole thing that we do, the camaraderie and the humour we share. On a serious note, I think it's the friendship with you and the band, and the privilege I feel to be part of your wonderful legacy. But definitely some of the pranks and some of my antics. Definitely, it's been a wonderful ride, and long may it continue.
I know it's some things happen in the dressing room that are just utter mayhem, and I think it's the madness of waiting to perform. And some people, none of us drink. We're all teetotal, so we can't sit down and relax that way. So the energy just kind of goes up and up and up, and it starts getting really anarchic and kind of just completely outrageous. So here we go. PK. Toyah, you've always had a strong image. Has the makeup, hair, colour, especially the 80s, always been you? Or was the record company's idea? No, it was never the record company. The record company probably would have liked me to be much more feminine. They probably would have liked me to be... let's look at the really beautiful feminine women from that period. You have Kate Bush. Well, who could compete with that beauty? Natural beauty. Kim Wilde, naturally beautiful. I never had that confidence to just be me. So all the hair colours and the makeup came from me. They were exactly what I wanted. I wanted to be wearing a mask as a performer. And I think now I don't need that mask so much. I like to create masks when I'm acting. So, and that was it. I was young and unconfident. But you asked me what was my favourite hair colour. It would have been Brave New World, the cover of that and the video of that, which was kind of, we bleached my hair white, we'd dye it bright pink, and then madly we would reapply the bleach to the roots again and put orange dye on, which is how we got the two-tone colour. How I still have hair, I have absolutely no idea, because I was brutal to my hair, brutal. So now and I say this quite a few times, I'm quite natural looking because I daily do screen tests for movies, and directors just don't want to be told that they're looking at an extreme individual. So that suits me down to the ground. Teresa McCarthy Fruin, I hope I said that right. So many people are having to cut their own hair during lockdown. Mine looks incredible. Okay, I live on the middle of a high street. I am surrounded by all my best friends. I live in the most beautiful community in the world. And my hairdresser is 50 yards away. Yesterday, he came in full PPE and cut my hair and Robert's hair. So we've been really lucky. And I dye my own hair. I've dyed my own hair for the last 30 years because I've never had the time to get to a hairdresser. And who else? We've managed to have people come here in full PPE and be able to kind of continue as normal. So that's been great. Boys, I want to ask you this. How have you cut your hair? Have you dealt with it?
I haven't at all. Someone, a friend of mine, offered to do it with their dog shears at one point, and I said no thanks. Yeah, no, I've just let mine go. I know that will please Kim. She keeps telling me to grow it again, but got no choice at the moment.
Mike, yours looks pretty good.
Until last week, I had the worst hair. It was just turning into more and more of a mop. It was kind of on the Beatles scale, you know. I got as far as Rubber Soul, and then I was getting to kind of Sergeant Pepper, but without any kind of plan, and it was just getting horrendous. So I got my wife to just go for it with the clippers, and it's all right at the moment. I'm quite happy with the result. I've had worse hair.
And Mr. Goebel,
for me, wild clippers #4, all over, round the beard. And I need someone to do my back, sack and crack. That's the only thing I can't do, but I do everything else with clippers.
Andy, we've gone an hour, and we've kept it clean.
Sorry.
John, tell us, John, how has your hair been kept so wonderful?
Well, it's a mixture of clippers and some tiny little fingernail scissors that I've had some assistance with because I couldn't do the back. And just about getting away with it, I think. But it looked terrible last week.
Let's change the subject. So Simon, hi there. If you could, what would you tell your 18-year-old self about the future and how to handle it? That's such a good question. I want you guys to think about that, Toyah Band, because I think that's a brilliant question. If I could talk to my 18-year-old self, I would say, stop living in fear. Everything will be okay. That you have the ingenuity, the creativity, and the talent to survive. And that's all I needed to know. If someone could have told me that when I was 18, I think I would have enjoyed it more. John, if you could talk to your 18-year-old self, what would you have told yourself?
Yeah, just probably be more confident and, don't worry about things. It will all work out, really. So quite similar.
Yeah, I agree. It's so important. Now, Andy, would you have told yourself back, sack and crack, or would you have told yourself something?
Probably. For me, I think just echoing what's been said, it's one of the gifts of being age and hitting 50 last year was that I tend to let go. Things will be as they are. Don't worry about what happened yesterday. You only live in the now and what happens tomorrow. And don't white knuckle life. Enjoy it and be grateful for everything that you have, and just be grateful for being alive. You know.
God, you're only 50, Andy. You're only 50. You're a baby.
I don't think I'm the youngest in the boat.
No, Mike's the youngest. Mr. Wong, what would you have told you?
I'm 51.
I would have told myself to stop being so shy and go out and talk to people, which is something I've learned in the last few years through some other projects and jobs that I have, and certain friends who've brought me out of my shell. But I'd always be the one at parties in the kitchen, sat on the fridge, not talking to anyone. So I would have told myself to just live and stop being so bloody sensible.
Yeah, you are very sensible, I must agree, except when we do pantomime together. So this is a really good question from Audrey, and it's probably our last question because we always finish on a really famous song for the fans. So Audrey says, have I had vocal coaching? The one thing that has really, really kind of tuned up my voice was doing the acoustic shows, because in the sound spectrum, I was not fighting volume doing those shows, and it really just helped me bring my voice forward. When I was 12, I started studying opera at school. So I studied Italian opera, I studied German opera, and then, of course, I started falling in love with rock music. But for me, singing live I was always terrified, and that stage nerves kind of held me back a bit for quite a few decades. And when we started doing the acoustic show, it allowed me to blossom because I had all this space sonically to work in. And I think that has helped my voice more than anything. And also, I've managed to persuade people I really can't sing with headphones on. And it's not an unusual problem for singers. So Bill Rieflin, when we were recording all the Humans albums, would set up a speaker in the corner, which allowed me to sing in a live room, which is what we've done today. I've sang in this room, which is live. I haven't used in-ears. And it's a much more pleasant experience for me. So that's kind of improved my voice. Now, everyone, people do need to go shopping. People do need to look after children. I want to say to everyone in the band, and Darren, who's been running this, Craig Astley, who's been running this, thank you so much, because this means a lot to me and it means a lot to the fans. You've been wonderful and the playing is beautiful. And do you have anything you want to say to the audience listening? Let's go with you first, John.
Thank you for watching, and looking forward to seeing you in the venue very soon, hopefully.
Oh, yes, same here, ditto. Mike, anything that you would like to say?
Well, just thank you so much to everyone who ever comes to any of our gigs, because it's just so wonderful that people like to come out and see us, and we can't wait to be back.
Thank you, Mike. Mr. Doble, what would you like to say?
Yeah, thank you everybody for sticking in there. We can't do it without you guys, especially to all the Scottish contingency last year that helped me through the tour on a very difficult time. And we will be back, and it's going to be on fire.
And tell us, is your keyboard going to be the same, Andy?
I'm sorry, I pulled my ears out.
Is your keyboard? Don't worry, Andy. Don't worry. Is your keyboard going to be the same? Any different?
We have got some fantastic stuff coming ahead. I'm working with a guy regarding visuals. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
So lots of technology, lots of wonderful technology, yes.
Thank you, Andy. And Mr. Wong, you are so close to the fans. You are friends with so many of them. Have you got anything you would like to say before we go to the next song?
Yeah, of course. I'd like to thank all the fans for their continued support, turning up at gigs, and their support privately as well. And also what's really nice is some of the support bands that we've had, they've become friends and they're really supportive. So, you guys in Bristol, for example, and Peter Steer from Tenet and so on, really, really good to have you with us and also have you behind the scenes when we chat regularly. And obviously, everybody stay safe. Can't wait to get out there again and rock your socks off. Hope to see you soon.
A ditto, I agree. Our support acts have always been utterly amazing, and they are such great people to work with. And our audience, this is you guys. You have kept us out there. You come in your thousands. We are so grateful, and you mean everything to us. And as soon as we can, we're going to be back out there. Now, traditionally, when we do our sets, we always finish with IER. Today, we want to do IER from Trading Boundaries with Colin Hinds just being utterly breathtaking on guitar, as is Mike, as is Chris Wong. And it's just beautiful. So thank you so much for watching this broadcast. You mean the world to us. Stay safe, stay happy, and we're getting there. We will get through this. So enjoy. This is IER.
Pure punk. This is IER. I am solar. Calling the perfect sphere, a star, my crystal balls exploded. Solar's calling, 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 calling you. Tell me, can you hear me? A laser's interfering. Can you hear me? Calling, 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 calling you. Can you hear me? So you're the perfect sphere. You're a star. I'm the beast, the shiny beast. Meet me, the beast. Messiah, I am absolute. Messiah, I'm the beast of the jungle, the beast of the street. Meet me, feed me, fear the beast. My medals are shining, the serpent screams. Fear the beast, 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 fear the beast. Can you hear me? The Necronomicon, Zion, Silveron, Necronomicon, Messiah.